Hello friends and welcome back to Stay Tonight. In this video I will talk about HTML inline and block elements. A lot of beginners have asked me questions over a period of time when they start learning web development, especially HTML and CSS. They're always confused about what inline elements are, what inline tags are, and what are block level tags or block elements. And when it comes to CSS as well, there are some styling properties which you can use to make a particular HTML tag inline or block or inline block. So in this particular video, we'll talk about what are inline tags and what are block level tags. And in the next video, we'll talk about the CSS property inline, block and block, which can be used to convert the behavior of any particular HTML tag into inline or inline block. So let's get started. So we cannot talk about inline and block tags without discussing div and span tag. Yes, when you start learning HTML, there are a lot of tags that you'll learn, but div and span are the most useful tags when it comes to actual web application. Yes, you may use, table, list, etc. tags as well, heading tags as well, h1, etc. img is an important tag, then anchor tag is an important tag. But when it comes to building the structure of a web page, div and span tags are the most used tags. Yes, and when you start learning HTML, you'll realize that when the concept of inline and block comes, you have to learn about a div and span tag to understand. Although there are other inline tags as well and block tags as well, but div and span are the best candidates to explain you how exactly inline and block tags work. So to give you a brief about what inline and block tags are, like I've shown on this slide as well, as you can see, this is the total width of the container in which my slide text is, right? And when I created a div tag, I've shown a background which is taking up the entire width. Whereas for span, the background is taking only that much width that the text is requiring. The span tag starts from here till here, it is the text. So the background also ends here. It's not taking the entire width like the div tag background, right? So this is a representation of how block tag and inline tags look. Yeah. So in HTML, when we talk about block element, a block element is an element which, when we create it, it will take the entire width available in the parent. So wherever in the container it is created, whatever entire space is available, it will take the entire space. Yes. It won't let any other element come adjacent to it. No, it won't let this happen. It will push it below it. So this next step will come here. On the other hand, a span tag doesn't take the entire width and it will allow other inline tags to sit besides it. So we can have multiple span tags and all the text. For example, if one span tag has a text span 1, then we have span 2. So when we create an HTML web page, it will look like span 1 and next to it span 2. So it will, take up space horizontally and not vertically, whereas block tag will take the entire vertical space. So the next block tag or next inline tag will have to appear below or above it. It cannot share the space adjacent to a block tag. So block tag will push any other tag. It can be a block tag or an inline tag below it or above it. So that's how inline and block tag behaves. Now let's see different block tags and inline tags. So like I have already explained to you guys that a block tag occupies the entire width available and push the other tags to begin on a new line. So it itself also begins on a new line and it pushes the other consecutive tags also to begin from a new line. So this is the CSS that it takes by default. So we'll talk about this in the next video. For now, just understand that display block is the CSS code that a block tag takes, whereas an inline tag takes up the space that is required by the content inside them. So that's the CSS and some examples. So div tag is the main block tag. Then we have a paragraph tag is also block tag, table, list, heading, HR, all these are block level tags. Whereas span is an inline tag, anchor is an inline tag, all the formatting tags like bold, italic, underline or strong. So all these are also inline tags. Then image is an inline tag, input, button, BR, all these are inline tags. So now let's take a quick example and see block and inline tags in action. Then you'll be able to visualize how a block tag behaves and how an inline tag behaves, and we'll do a couple of things to play around with block and inline tags. So let's start. So here's the editor where I've written some code. So if I run this, you'll see that I have created a division. I used a div tag. So if you see here, you'll see that I've created a div tag, and below that I've created span 1, span 2, span 3. I've created 3 span tags. Okay. So when we run it, we see it. Okay, there's IM division. This is a div tag, and below it I can see span 1, span 2, span 3. All the span tags are consecutive to each other. But let's add some CSS. So don't worry about the CSS. I'm just adding the CSS so that you can visualize how the div tag behaves in this space that is available to it, and how the span tags are behaving. So let me give it a background color. Then you'll be able to visualize the div tag. So when I run it, you see that even though the text for the division is still here, right? It's just this much text, but it is still taking all the width. It's coming till here. So that's what a block tag behaves like. It takes up the entire width that is available. It will not allow any other tag to come adjacent to it, right? On the other hand, as you can see, so let's apply some styling to the span tags as well. So I'm using a tag selector to apply CSS code. So let's apply background color yellow to the span tags. If I run it, I see okay, span 1, span 2, span 3. Just here, let me add some spacing between them so that you can see. Let me change the color. Yeah. So as you can see now, the span tags are, so this first span tag is still here, second is still here, and third is still here. And I can add as many span tags as I want. So this is how inline tags behave. If an inline tag has to take this much width, if the content is this much, so it will take just this much width. It will not take the entire width that is available, and it will allow other inline tags to, be placed besides it in the horizontal space. But a div tag or a block tag will not allow that. So that's how, a block tag and inline tag behaves. Now you can use CSS to make a block tag behave like an inline tag, or an inline tag behave like a block tag. So those things we'll cover in the next video. For this video, just this much. I hope this helps you in understanding what a block tag and an inline tag is. So inline means in the line, horizontal line. So that's what it means. And block means, it is a block element that takes up the entire width available in the horizontal space. So that's it in this video. If you like this video, and if you want me to create more such videos explaining different aspects of web development, HTML, CSS and JavaScript, please do like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any confusion, please post your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to our channel, and we have a free HTML course on our website straighterline.com. You can find the link in the description. Go check it out. Using that course, you can learn interactively every concept, every tag of HTML, and it's great. So that's it. See you in the next video.